Welcome to the Training Without Conflict Certification Program presentation, the next evolution of dog training. So the story of TWC. In 2020, the first TWC certification program was held in Plant City, Florida. Since then, over 300 students have enrolled in the program. There are currently over 90 Training Without Conflict certified trainers worldwide, and we are currently enrolling for the 15th TWC certification program class. TWC worldwide. We currently have TWC certified trainers in 9 countries. We are always having trainers enroll and in the process of exams. So you are going to see this number start growing. I know that we currently added a trainer, at least in France. We have trainers all over Europe, Australia, New Zealand. I don't think we have anybody in South America quite yet, but we do have some in Central America. So we are truly a worldwide community, and we take a ton of pride in that. So what you guys will learn today: why now is the perfect time to enroll in the Training Without Conflict certification program. What makes Training Without Conflict superior to other training programs. What you will learn in the TWC certification program. The difference between practitioner and professional programs. The benefits of being in the Training Without Conflict community, and how to enroll in the Training Without Conflict certification program. So what is TWC? Again, like I said, there are a lot of people who know exactly what TWC is. They've been following Ivan for a long time, but there are very, very interesting and very cool. I always like to think about it like a TV show. It's like, when you watch a super good TV show, you almost envy somebody that's watching it for the first time, because you know how like good it's going to be, and how like amazed they're going to be throughout the process of watching that show. And I think about that sometimes with Ivan, where it's just like somebody just like watched a YouTube video and stumbled upon an Ivan podcast, and then all of a sudden their world gets open to this like rabbit hole of just incredible dog training stuff. So there are brand new people that are entering our community. So I do want to cover a little bit of what TWC is. Training Without Conflict is a community of dog trainers that utilize the concepts created by 2-time IGP world champion Ivan Balabanov. The TWC methodology is rooted in the science of animal learning and evolutionary psychology to create unbelievable training results. TWC trainers operate with the belief that dogs are our fellow creatures and not opportunistic animals transacting for rewards. Like I said, Ivan has really made it a point, and this is going to become a much bigger theme throughout the future of TWC, that we need to stop the reliance of reinforcement and punishment in dog training. If you guys watch TWC trainers on social media in person, or if you are lucky enough to attend a workshop or watch Ivan in person, there is very little reliance on understanding what we're doing with punishment and reinforcement. A lot of what we do is rooted in the concept that dogs are our best friends. This is commonly stated by a lot of dog trainers, but it's rarely practiced. What most people will see is trainers that say stuff like this, but then they just go right back to transacting for food rewards or toy rewards. And although it may look similar to the unsuspecting eye, there are very different things happening, and very different things at play with a TWC trainer. Dogs being our best friends is the foundation of what a Training Without Conflict trainer is, and the Training Without Conflict method. Play. Training Without Conflict prioritizes play as the most powerful motivator in training. When all basic needs are met, all animals will choose play. And I do just want to reiterate that there is a huge difference between play and giving toy rewards. And that's something that you'll learn throughout understanding what Ivan teaches throughout the course, or watching any of our videos. Ivan's story. Like I said, Ivan is kind of in the spotty internet area. So I'll just kind of cover a little bit of Ivan's background. Ivan is from Sofia, Bulgaria. He spent the last 40 years learning, teaching, training, developing, breeding dogs. He originally left Bulgaria and went to Belgium. learned a lot of stuff about dog sport there, ended up traveling to San Francisco, where he was able to continue his path of learning about sport, but also had the very, very cool opportunity to become a trainer for the Dogs for the Blind in San Rafael, California, where he taught those dogs. He was also the head trainer for the San Francisco SPCA, which was the first no-kill shelter in the United States, where he was able to kind of make those decisions of what dogs needed to be able to maintain that no-kill status for the San Francisco SPCA, and I'm sure that was a very developmental part of Ivan's history. Since then, he has traveled the world teaching seminars, workshops, teaching classes, presenting at conferences with his methods that he's developed over time. He's also had his kennel, Otvatosha Malinois, where he has actually bred his own competition dogs. And he is one of the few trainers in the world who has won a world championship with a dog that he bred through his own breeding program. He has also won 15 national championships, and he is currently, like I said, the reason he has spotty internet is because he is out on a trip training his current upcoming competition dog, Tarzan Otvatosha, for the next competition here in the US. So, why certification? Dog training is a highly competitive industry. Americans spend over $50 billion a year on their pets. 33% of the world's population has a dog as a pet. 44% of the American households own a dog as a pet. 1.6 million dogs are adopted each year in the US. The industry has proven to be recession proof. As most people can kind of, whether you follow the news or not, or just generally have kind of seen how things have been going, there arguably is a recession going on currently, and most of the trainers that go through our program have not really seen a drop or any effect on their business, which is very, very cool for us to hear. If you guys look at the slide here, once again, dog training is a highly competitive industry full of sharks. You guys have seen this and have heard the stories, and everyone kind of brings up the fact that people get tricked into working with bad dog trainers or trainers that are unskilled, and end up in this situation where they get basically taken advantage of. If you guys look at this slide, we talk about what a blue ocean industry and a red ocean industry. If you look at the red ocean industry, the water is bloody because the fish have all been eaten, they've been attacked. It's very sparse, and there's not much left there for people to, or for people to fish. The blue ocean industry is full of fish, and there's only one hook, so you kind of are able to separate themselves. This is something that the TWC certification program has been able to provide for all of our certified trainers. They have been able to separate themselves in an industry that is full of people trying to take advantage of people by providing methods that actually work. People around the world are seeking expert help. If you take a look here, this is one of our classes. Our students are we're just super proud of our community that we've built. And like I said, we've been able to provide this opportunity for trainers to not be concerned about an influx of dog trainers in their area, or be concerned because they know that they can provide information, knowledge, and training that other trainers can't. Training without conflict is the cheat code to becoming an expert. Unparalleled knowledge. So once again, Ivan is a two-time IGP world champion. He has over 40 years of experience in training dogs. He has 40 years of breeding Belgian Malinois as well, with his kennel Otvatosha Malinois, former guide dog trainer at Guide Dogs for the Blind, former training director at the San Francisco ASPCA, which is, again, the first no-kill shelter in the United States. Training without conflict is not another tool in their toolbox. So if you guys are a casual trainer or a professional trainer, I'm sure you guys have attended a workshop or a seminar or some type of conference where trainers have this saying where they say, oh, I'm just, I'm just looking to add a tool to my toolbox. TWC is not about that. We're not here to give you an extra technique or a little thing that you dig for when you train the next dog that you train. Training without conflict is the only dog training methodology founded on the proven principles of behavioral psychology. Training without conflict is a radically different approach to training dogs. If you guys take a look at some of these photos, you'll see what the difference is. And if you are able to watch any of these moments in action at a workshop or are able to see a TWC trainer, you'll see these moments. And although they seem cute in a photo or they seem, give you that warm, fuzzy feeling, you really can't replace the feeling of what you have when you're watching the training, because these dogs are absolutely enamored by the process of training. And the reason that is because they don't even feel like they're training. They're just interacting and they're playing. And like I said before, there is a huge difference between providing rewards with a toy and actually playing with their dog. And understanding the difference is something that's extremely important in the training without conflict method, but also just generally with dog training. They know when you are actually in it with them. When you guys I'm sure you guys have seen some of the other podcasts and presentations that Ivan gives. When you are in the flow with your dog, they feel it just as much as you, and they love it. Absolutely love it. And you see it in these photos. These dogs are so happy to just be training and be interacting with their person. Why TWC certification? You owe it to your dog. By using play, training without conflict trainers are able to tap into your dog's genetic gifts to create results by controlling and guiding their natural abilities. You owe it to your clients. Your clients expect high-level, lasting results that they can understand. This is one of the main things that I want to really, really touch on with some of you guys. The last piece here where I say results that they can understand, there is a reliance on a lot of dog trainers to just give their knowledge, but not really put a ton of effort into making sure that trainers understand it. And if you guys have, maybe I'll re-release it after this call, but we had an email that went out that Ivan wrote where he kind of talked about the Einstein quote, where he says, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, then you don't know what you're talking about. And that's a big piece of what TWC certification is. It's not just, do you understand what Ivan's teaching you? It's, can you actually explain it to somebody? Can you actually bring this to a level where the person that you're helping, the person that you're teaching, can understand it at a deep level? Why TWC certification? You'll crush the competition. If you have an upper hand in knowledge and ability, you will absolutely crush the competition in your area. The dog trainer that can achieve the best and most lasting results while maintaining the motivation and happiness of a dog and communicate how the results were achieved wins. Lastly, you owe it to yourself. A lot of people that go through the TWC certification program, and I have a very cool job in the sense that I'm able to interact with people both before and after their process of going through the TWC certification program. And a super cool thing that seems to happen is a lot of people seem to feel refreshed. And we just had a Zoom call with our certified trainers 2 days ago. And these are certified trainers that have been certified for 2, 3, 4 years. And even they're saying that they're still currently going out and training their dogs and clients and just feeling refreshed by the things that they're learning in the TWC system, because there's no longer this reliance of just, okay, I'm going to reinforce and I'm going to punish and I'm going to churn out this dog and then it's going to be trained and then I just bring in the next one. We truly believe that dogs are our best friends. And when you believe that at your core, I guarantee that you will have so much more fun in training. You will love training. And if you're a dog trainer out there that's been working and you're just, some people don't like to admit it, but if you're feeling burnt out, this is something that will really wake up that initial feeling inside you where you know that you started dog training for a purpose. You wanted to have fun with dogs. If you're, one of the typical people that got a dog and you're like, okay, how do I spend more time with my dog? This is fun. You want to get back to that. You want to get back to feeling like that person that just loved training dogs, that loved interacting with your dog and doesn't want to, continue that rat race that people have been feeling of just churning out clients. Here's a couple really, really cool testimonials from some of the people that have gone through the course. So this one's from Amir. I made my way through module 10. I spent most of the time on the 2 lessons on progression. Wow. Just wow, Ivan. These 2 lessons were the most intense and most important lessons from any live seminar or pre-recorded dog training lesson from any dog trainer I've ever taken. For me, these 2 lessons are well worth the price of admission to the course. I will forever be grateful for Ivan's willingness to share this knowledge with us. I'm just a dog owner. I just goof around with my dogs. But if I were a professional dog trainer like some of you guys, I would feel privileged to be among such a small group of trainers with this knowledge. And I would feel I have a huge competitive advantage over trainers, thanks to Ivan, a competitive advantage that I would protect. This one's from Vivian. Hi, everyone. I'm Vivian from Singapore. I have a BA in psychology and an MA in neuroscience. I've taught learning and behavior lab in a university in Texas, animal behavior and communication in a Singapore Polytechnic. Although we've only done 4 modules so far, I must say this course resonates with me tremendously. I love the strong emphasis on relationship with the dog. I've been to many courses and seminars with many trainers. However, the deep appreciation and understanding of psychology that Ivan has is incredible and unique. Ivan's ideas are at the forefront of dog training. As a former academic, I can say that science has not even caught up with many of the ideas that are discussed here. I'm thankful for this opportunity to be in this course. This one's from Chris. Truth. Catapult your skills to levels way beyond typical dog training. Ivan's course is like no other, and his support is incredible. This course has been the very best investment I've had in my dog training career. Get ready to have the best relationship possible with your dog and be able to share that gift with your clients as well. Thank you, Ivan and family. Truly proud to be part of this revolution in dog training. If you're thinking about doing this, think no more. This course is being offered at a steal of a deal, and you will return on your investment over and over and over again. Darlene, Ivan is by far the best dog trainer in the world. I've taken the training and my dog training business is taking off. Everything in this video is true. Well worth the investment in yourself. So just to kind of give you an idea, 2 out of the last 4 people are certified trainers that are in the TWC certified trainer community. The other 2 are TWC practitioners. These are people who obviously have kind words to say, but the very cool thing about this is these are trainers that are still on our calls. Like we just had the call 2 days ago, like I said, and Chris is a big part of those calls. Chris has one of our Avitosha dogs. He also continues to attend workshops. And that's one of the very cool thing. Like for many of you guys that are in the audience that saw, we just announced the UK workshop. We have certified trainers here in the US that are coming to the UK for the UK workshop just because they don't want to miss out on more information. So it's a very, very cool thing when these trainers get through this certification program and they're just still so eager to continue to be in the community and want to learn more. 80% of our TWC certified trainers have more business than they can handle. This is something that we actually run a survey. We're actually getting ready to run a second one here because we do have a big event for our certified trainers coming up later in the year. But we run surveys just to see how people are doing with their business. And we actually found that 80% of our certified trainers have more business than they can handle. So if we have 100 trainers, 80 of them have more business than they can handle. And the cool thing is, if you guys have had our website, looked at our website, a lot of the trainers sometimes are in the same area. And they are able to refer to other TWC trainers because we have the TWC trainer directory and also because we have our certified trainer community. So a lot of the trainers that didn't say that they had more business than they can handle had enough business to be successful, but they can actually get to the point where they're super successful simply by being part of the TWC certified trainer community. So what is the actual certification program? And here you see a picture from our certified trainers from our trainer summit 2 years ago. Once again, all of these trainers have, for the most part, we do have people that are obviously new in the community, but some of these trainers have been here since day one. We have two paths to choose from: the professional certification, which is for professional dog trainers with existing businesses. And we have the practitioner certification, which is for dog owners without a dog training business. The practitioner certification, also, because this is a very common question, is also something that we advise people who are eager to become professional trainers, but are not necessarily current dog training business owners. I will kind of touch on in the Q&A, because I'm certain that somebody will ask this question, how that process works of upgrading from the practitioner to the professional. But just so you know, if you are out there and you are a person who doesn't currently have a dog training business, but you know that you want to be a professional dog trainer, but you don't qualify necessarily currently for the professional certification, the practitioner certification would be for you. Both levels enjoy Ivan's comprehensive science-based training system that will forever change how you interact with dogs. They also enjoy 24/7 access to 18 mind-blowing modules where you will learn the TWC methodology through the TWC Academy. So if you have a video that you have bought from us, whether it's Chase and Catch or the whole Cornerstone collection, or maybe the Make Your Dog Somebody course, the TWC certification program is in the exact same academy. All you have to do is, you'll get that product show up in the dashboard and you'll continue to watch it in that area. There's no additional things you need to do. There's no hoops to jump through. It's a very easy and very cool portal. Once again, you have 24/7 access. If you guys have questions on how those, modules get released, we'll kind of touch on that in the Q&A. But like I said, there are 18 modules. So if you take a look here, this is the stuff that we talk about in the TWC certification program. So it starts with psychology, really touches on some of the early, necessary things to know in dog training, whether it's classical or operant conditioning type things. And then we get into very, very heavy information where we do talk about the importance of play, how the play impacts the brain, how to use play in the context of the TWC certification program and TWC methods. We talk about all of the different quadrants of operant conditioning. We talk about electric collar. So anybody out there who has been, kind of dying to hear how Ivan uses the electric collar, it's covered in depth in the course. And a big piece of the course is also how to deal with problem behavior. So that's something that both practitioners and professionals deal with, whether they have a personal dog that they just currently can't get trained or can't get to, line up with what they want in their home with their dog. We discuss all of those problems and we discuss solutions and how to approach them. We also talk about dog sports, service dogs, and then there is a ton of footage of Ivan working with dogs and using the methods throughout the certification program. Both levels also enjoy access to a private Facebook group where you can discuss questions and cases with TWC students. So if you have, a specific issue with your personal dog or a client dog, we have a Facebook group where you can ask these questions and discuss it with people who have already completed the course. And a very cool thing with this is that once we reach the point of having this Facebook group, and once you finish the class and get added to this Facebook group, you're operating with the same knowledge as other people. And you can all, instead of being in one of those wide ranging Facebook groups where people don't necessarily have the same information or same understanding of dog training, and they're just random ideas getting shot out all over the place, you really are dealing with people who all have a very deep understanding of dog training, and you can actually get to solutions much quicker. Both levels also enjoy access to 4 private Q&A calls with Ivan on Zoom. So these calls last over 4 hours, and this says sometimes, like, it's more often than not that these calls are 4 hours. Like, Ivan is not like shy with his time with anyone in the certification program, because our goal is to create better trainers around the world. It's not just about getting people in and out of the certification program. And we'll continue to talk about that theme, because we do want to make sure that we make sure that everyone understands that this is a community. It's not just, getting somebody in and out of a certification program. This isn't like a college class, or it's not just a simple thing where you finish it and then you're done and goodbye and we don't talk to you again. This is a community, and we want to make sure that people are the best trainers that they can be when they complete the course. Both levels also enjoy early access to TWC workshops. So TWC trainers, anytime that we have a workshop here on site in Plant City, or if we have like the UK workshop that we just announced, they understand and have the information way before anybody else. So we provided, dates, times to the TWC trainers, practitioners, about the UK workshop a few days before we release that to the public, just to make sure that they understand and have that ability to get access before everyone else. Professional trainers enjoy the opportunity to attend the TWC Trainer Weekend to take their final exam. So I will also touch on this, I'm sure, in the Q&A, but the TWC certification program is essentially the online portion of the certification. And then at the end, professional trainers attend the trainer weekend in order to take their final exam, which is a written final exam. Once that final written exam is passed, then they are able to take the practical exam when they return home, and actually complete the practical exam with a client dog when they return home. Once you complete the written exam successfully and the practical exam successfully, you would become a TWC certified trainer. TWC certified trainers enjoy the use of the training without conflict methods for their clients. They also enjoy promotion and listing on the TWC certified trainer directory, which I mentioned earlier. They have access to the TWC Q&A archive. So this has changed since our last presentation. We now give access to the TWC Q&A archive to both practitioners and professionals. So every single Q&A, like I said in the prior slide, that Ivan does four Q&As per class, and those are typically 4 or 5 hours. Every single one of those has been recorded, and they've been added to the TWC Q&A archive. And like I said, this is our 15th class. And so that's 15 classes of Q&A archives. Like, that's why I train dogs and I do what I do, because I'm not good at math, but that's a lot of hours of footage. Like, you have so much content available to you of understanding dog training and becoming a better dog trainer, even after you complete the course. TWC certified trainers also have monthly Zoom calls to discuss ongoing cases. So we continue to have Zoom calls with our certified trainers even after they've become certified. We just had one 2 days ago, where we did a lot of discussion on how to better your business, how to use the training without conflict methods to intake a client, how to just really maximize not just the dog training aspect, but how to use the methods with your business to be successful both on a business and a training end. The opportunity to attend the annual TWC Certified Trainer Summit. So every single year, we have the TWC Certified Trainer Summit, where all of our certified trainers come to Florida and we hang out and we train dogs and we talk dogs. We have dinners. It's just a big social event where everyone gets to just watch dog training and enjoy the company of their peers. And it's a super, super cool atmosphere, because like I was talking about earlier with this, with the Facebook group, where I was saying that we can come to solutions much quicker because everyone starts with good understanding of dog training. That is what happens in real time at the TWC Certified Trainer Summit. We have problem dogs, we have, you know, personal dogs that we're working through different training exercises, and we're able to work as a group to find solutions, to find uh the to help people, other certified trainers, understand what's going on, how to just get better as a trainer. And even like I said, a lot of trainers come to this weekend and once again just go home feeling refreshed because they just watch this training in action. There's a very interesting thing that happens nowadays with dog training where you get surrounded by social media and you basically just feel like you're in the sea of just a bunch of different trainers and everyone's sort of doing the same thing, and it can get really draining, especially if you're trying to be in that same race with other dog trainers and trying to make an impact on social media and get your business promoted that way. A weekend like this really brings people back to just that core of doing dog training for the reason that they got into it in the first place, because they just love being around dogs, talking dogs, and there's no frustration, there's no arguing. There's just a very cool atmosphere of being around like-minded trainers who just appreciate the art of dog training and want to get better as dog trainers. TWC certified trainers also enjoy the opportunity for further TWC education programs. So this past year, in January, we launched the 2024 Expert Trainer Program. We're currently, in the next month, going to be announcing the program for 2025. It's a much more in-depth program. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on it on this call because it's something that you guys would learn about after becoming certified trainers. But it's a much more in-depth, in-person, very, very small class, learning directly from Ivan and Natalia here on site. So that's something that you can look forward to if you complete the certified trainer process. So are you guys ready to join the community? Before we get to the price, I want to ask you guys one question. What is your dream worth? So a lot of people had a dream when they started their dog training business or when they got a dog. And if you guys know Ivan's story or have watched any of our previous content, you guys know that the whole thing, this entire TWC, like national championships, world championships, 40 years of dog training, like all of it literally started because of a dream. He was in Bulgaria, he wanted something more, and he decided to leap at it. And for us, that's something that we have to talk to people about and say, what to you is your dream worth? What is your dream and what is that worth to you? Because I guarantee you that if you asked Ivan, knowing what he would eventually accomplish, what that was worth to him back in Bulgaria, he would, I mean, he would, the number would be endless, I feel like. So, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I just, you know, understanding what a dream can become if you actually take the opportunity to leap at it, it can be very impactful. So, TWC certification program, the investment, the professional certification program is 10,000 US dollars. The practitioner certification is 8,000 US dollars. And once again, with those enrollment prices, you do get access to the Q&A calls, the actual certification program, continued access to the Facebook groups. And once again, as you kind of continue in the process of being in the TWC community, you have the perks of being a TWC community member where you get access to the workshops. We have private events where Ivan trains his personal dog. We all kind of, the staff here trains our personal dogs, and TWC trainers get invited to those where they would never ever be open to the public, which is also a very, very cool opportunity. We are currently enrolling for August 2024. Currently, we have the class slated to start on August 19th. The way that you would enroll is you would head on over to trainingwithoutconflict.com/certification. You would purchase the $97 TWC certification application, fill out and submit the application. Ivan and the team will review the application, and then I would personally contact you with the next steps depending on your status. One more thing. We pride ourselves on our community, and I hope that I've kind of conveyed that to you guys as I've been talking for the last 30 minutes or so, that we really, really pride ourselves on our community. We value every single community member so much, and we want to make sure that, you guys know that if you're a part of this community, you are valued and you will continue to be valued. And we want to make sure that you guys become the best trainers that you can be. So I do want to just say to you guys, if you guys believe that your clients are worth it, that your dogs are worth it, and like I said, a dream can become something absolutely incredible if you take the chance to leap at it. So if your dream is worth it, if you believe that you can accomplish great things, we'd love to have you guys join something special. The TWC certification program, once again, we are enrolling for August 19th. The investment is 10,000 US dollars for professional certification, and practitioners are 8,000 US dollars. How to apply again, purchase the $97 application at the trainingwithoutconflict.com/certification. Fill out and submit your application, and then Ivan and I will review it, and then I'll contact you with the next steps. So that's the end of my presentation. So if you guys have any questions, I'll go first into the Q&A area and see where we are on questions there. But if you guys continue to have questions as we go on, I will answer them in the order that we receive them. So Ivan seems to be on the call, so he will probably jump in and answer any questions that he might have also. So let me get through some of these questions where you guys were saying you couldn't see the slides. So Shanna, I'm really enjoying the course. I started in September. I will need to enroll again soon. Shanna, if you have any type of issue with the certification, you can email me. And we'll make sure that there's no issue with your account. My dog is a Mal, a rescue on her third family with IPO and a lot of baggage. When she goes into her red zone, nothing stops her. Would your methodology work with such a dog? I have worked with dogs since 2012, but she is a special case. So it's very, very difficult to give you an absolute answer based on a very, very short summation of what the issue is with this current dog. But what I will say is that the TWC information and method that you learn in the certification program will give you the tools to use behavioral psychology and the concepts of the TWC program to best address the issues of this dog. If you are not having success, the great piece of the TWC community is that you don't have to do this alone. You can actually post in our Facebook group. You can talk about it on the Zoom calls, and we can actually try to come up with solutions as a group and as a community. Anonymous person, not asking who's the best between Ivan and other dog trainers, but just to help myself or anyone that is hesitating to choose a school for dog trainers. If one were to choose between TWC and NIPOPO or any other method of dog training as a school for dog trainers, why should one choose TWC and not the other? So again, I don't really want to get into the weeds of this person and that person, and I think you don't either based on your question. I think the best thing that we offer for our trainers, and I think that this is visible throughout social media and talking to any of our trainers, is the continued support and community that we have for our trainers. When you finish our class, it's not hello, goodbye, and see you later. Here's your certificate. Thanks. It's okay. Now you're just, now we're just, you're part of the group, you're part of the friend group, and we all just try to help each other. That's the big piece. There's no end to the certification program. So that's a very, very interesting thing. I feel like that is different from other programs out there. Is there's this, it's a 4-week program, it's a 9-week program, it's a 12-week, it's an 18-week program. But at the end of those 18 weeks, unless you put a ton of effort in to, oh, how is this person, how do I converse about this case or that case, or I'm having this problem. It's very difficult to assemble the entire community and address that stuff. Whereas we actually have that programmed in where our community gets together regularly. We talk as a group. We address problems as a group. Like I said, we just had a community call 2 days ago where we were talking a lot about, helping business owners really address their board and train programs by using the TWC methods. The big thing is, at least from my understanding of what we offer versus everyone else, is that there is never any feeling that you're doing this alone. There is a community behind you. There's support, and we want to make sure that all trainers not only complete the course, but have this knowledge available so they can become the best dog trainer. So at the beginning and core stages of what TWC is, we want to revolutionize the dog training world, not the industry, not the, whatever. It's about creating a better world for dogs, and we want to do that through training and creating better trainers. So for me, if you're asking me why we would be above or you would choose TWC over someone else, I think it's the continued support and community. Again, I'm not a member of the community of any of the other schools, but for me and from what I've talked to with other trainers in our community that have done those, we do have this aspect of, really acting as a family and continuing support of everyone here. So that's, without getting too deep in the weeds of comparing and contrasting styles and methods, that's the best answer that I can provide. Martina, is the access to the modules temporary for the duration of the course, or it continues after the end of the course? Great question. So the course, when you enroll, you get 1 year of access to complete the certification program. At the end of that year, you are able to renew your access. So there is no it's temporary in the sense that if you were to go a year and then not renew it, you would then, you would only have access for a year. But most of the people there, it's very rare that people don't renew their access. And we do have that, like Shanna mentioned earlier, that she needs to re-enroll. She's mentioning her renewal. So her renewal is coming up. She'll be able to renew. For anyone curious, because I'm sure that question will come up, the renewal price for professionals is $297 per year. And for practitioners, it's $197. And what comes with that is you get continued access to the course, which we update regularly. You continue to have access to the Q&A archives. You continue to have access to, for certified trainers, you continue to have access to the community call archive. You can continue to have access to early access to workshops, to the TWC Trainer Summit. All of those things come with that renewal. Carrie, do people in the program get access to other videos in TWC like the Cornerstone Collection? Yeah. So when someone enrolls in the course, they get access to the pre-work, which is, I believe, we have a reading list of books that Ivan suggests people read prior to starting the course. And then we also have our videos, which I believe are Chase and Catch, Treat Chasing, the Out video, Possession Games, and Treat Chasing. Yeah, Treat Chasing. So you get access to those videos to begin with, just so you kind of have a starting point. And the very cool thing that actually happens when someone enrolls in the course is they have access to these videos, but what you guys will learn as you go along and as you get more information of how Ivan really came up with these ideas by using the methods in the certification program, you guys will actually see very different videos, mainly because you're actually seeing, the things interwoven between the surface level stuff that you're learning. It's not just a technique. There's a ton of very deep thought and very deep knowledge that goes into some of these videos, like chase and catch, treat chasing, possession games, and teaching the out. So, I mean, we have people that are current in the current course that are posting comments in our Facebook group saying, "Wow, I just rewatched the out video and I'm seeing things that I never saw the first time I watched it." And that continues on because you're going to get better, you're going to understand more, and it's a very very cool thing that happens with some of the pre-work that we release to everybody. Martina, is the recording from the Zoom call available after the call? Yes, we will. We will provide access to that. Um, is access to the recorded Q&A only for trainers or also for practitioners? So the Q&A recordings now are all for everybody. They're for practitioners and professionals. They get access to that with their certification and with their renewal each year. What is the calendar for subsequent session after August 2024? The next class most likely will be sometime in January. We don't have a start date yet. Jackie, maybe I missed it, but is this a one-time cost or are there renewal costs that follow? Yeah, so the initial cost to enroll is 10,000 US dollars for professional, and practitioners is 8,000 US dollars. And then after a year, you can renew for once again for professionals it's $297, and for practitioners it's $197 per year. You have to have a dog training business to do the professional certification. Yes, you do have to have a dog training business to do the professional certification. But if you do not currently have a dog training business, but you intend to open a dog training business, I would suggest to do the practitioner certification. And once you complete that, give yourself some time to start your business, get that going, and then we can discuss the opportunity to upgrade. So that's a very, very important distinction. You don't have to pay two separate 10,000 and 8,000 payments. It would just be the upgrade fee for moving between the practitioner and certification, professional certification. Florina, thank you for this presentation. I did not quite understand the expert trainer certification you mentioned. Is this planned for 25 and only for existing TWC trainers? Thanks for answering. Yeah, so the expert trainer certification is only available to our certified trainers. But, in order to get to that point, you would have to enroll in the program and become a certified trainer. So that is available for our certified trainers. The people who would be eligible for the 2025 expert trainer class would be anyone who is currently a certified trainer up to this point or when we announce it. Anybody that becomes a certified trainer after that would essentially have to enroll for 2026. Wendy, I joined late and you might have covered this. How long is the program? I am interested in the practitioner's course. I have an 8-month Malinois and have been using TWC trainer. However, it is more likely that they are training me, and I was just thinking to invest myself in the training. So, Wendy, the course itself is 18 modules. Every Monday and Thursday, you receive access to one module once the course starts. So 18 modules, roughly the course takes about 9 weeks, but you have one full year to complete the entire course. That's kind of what we give people based on their ability to kind of self-pace themselves through the course. In the event that you either did not complete it in that year or you just want to continue to have access, you are able to renew at the end of that year and continue to have access for another year for $297 for professionals and $197 for practitioners. And once again, you say you're working with a TWC trainer. However, it's more likely that they're training me and you were just thinking to invest in yourself. That's a very, very big reason why practitioners decide to enroll, is because they see that they're learning something, but they also understand that this is information that's going to continue to be valuable for them. Like every single dog that you have for the future is going to benefit from things that you learn from this program. It's not just this dog, it's not just the next dog. It's going to be every single dog, every single person that you encounter with a dog. Any conversation that you have regarding dogs will benefit in the future from learning the information in the certification program. Wendy, I am part of training service dogs. These dogs must know certain commands and behave a certain way out in public. We mostly worked with Goldens and Labs, but are also incorporating rescue pups, hoping to save some dogs. This course seems like it would be a good fit for me personally as a trainer, but not sure how it will help you working with service dogs, not police dogs, but service dogs that work with people with kids and with disabilities and kids with autism. Okay, so Wendy, and this is a common misconception that kind of happens with Ivan is people think that it's about sport dogs or police dogs or anything like that. This certification program is not for any specific type of dog training. It is for a general understanding of all dog training as a whole. So we actually have trainers in our certification program that have become certified trainers or that are currently enrolled that do service dog training, they do search and rescue, they do scent detection, they do the hunting dogs, they all types of dogs, and they all benefit from stuff that we learn in the course. And the very, very cool thing that happens, and this actually happens like live in the course, there is a point in the course where someone who is not a trainer in the type of question that the person is asking, and they start out their answer by saying, hey, I'm not this type of trainer, but this is what I would do. And they're 100% on the spot in giving an answer simply by using the methods that they are taught in the course. And so to kind of answer your question, how this will help you as a service dog trainer, you will have more understanding on how dogs learn and a better understanding of how dogs learn and communicate with this course than really anything else out there. If you want to, seek out other dog trainers that we have had go through the course that have done service dogs. Like Ivan, like I said earlier, Ivan worked at Guide Dogs for the Blind in San Rafael, California. So he has a very deep knowledge of understanding what assistance dogs and service dogs are required to do and how to get to that point. So there is very much a lot of knowledge that can be gained to help you with working with service dogs. Um, Marco, does the practitioner program include any in-person segment? So, the practitioner program does not include an in-person segment in the sense that like you're in front of Ivan here in Florida, but you do get access to those live Q&As throughout the class where you are able to ask Ivan any questions in real time. And if you were to choose to come to any workshops and stuff like that as a practitioner, you do get early access and early information about those. Kari, is it lifetime access to the modules? No, you get 1 year of access and you are able to renew at the end of that year for another year. Marco, if you work at a dog training business but do not own one, is it still possible to enroll in the professional certification program? Marco, I will say that it is possible, but I would be extremely clear and very, very detailed in what your role is with the current dog training business that you work with in your application. But it would be possible, yes. Linda, I paid the application fee and was accepted in April 2024. I wanted to be accepted before crowdfunding, but I still haven't been able to raise funds yet. Do I have to pay for the application fee again? Linda, if you can email me, this is probably a better question for me to address. Having the whole info, only having your first name, I don't, I can't answer that on this call. So if you can please email me, and I'm happy to discuss that with you. Jackie, yes, the Cornerstone Collection has been a game changer for us. It, every time I watch it, there is some nuance I pick up on. Very, very cool. uh Anonymous, I know you mentioned using client dogs for the practical final exam. Is acquiring your own untrained dog or puppy a requirement for anything? No, we are not like, I know there are other schools that would require you to get your own puppy or your own untrained dog to bring for the course. That is not something that we do. The only time that you would be required to train a dog for review for your examination process would be once you've completed the written exam. And typically, most of our people use a client dog for that. If you were to choose to get your own puppy, that's not something that's necessarily against the rules, but just given the time limit of being able to complete that within a year, most people opt to use client dogs. But as far as your question, we do not require anybody to get an untrained dog or a puppy for the purposes of the course. You mentioned that you want every candidate to see TWC as not just another tool in their toolbox, but you do have a module about tools and smart choices. Why? So, I mean, the main reason for that is because we do want all of our trainers to understand what training tools can be used, what their benefits and what their drawbacks are. It's mainly just for education purposes. It's not so much about, tool in a toolbox type thing. It's literally in that situation. It's like, if you were a mechanic, I want to teach you how to use a wrench, or why to use a wrench and why not to use a wrench. Um, that's probably the best way that I would answer that question. But the tools in their toolbox is just the reason that we kind of mentioned that is because a lot of trainers, they enter in a workshop or seminar with the idea that they're going to take one piece here or there. With TWC, there's so much more here that you will be able to use for your future dog training, that it's very much a completely different understanding of dog training, a radically different approach versus just one thing that you're going to be able to pull out of that you can help your dog training moving forward. Martina, I have an 8-year-old Avatosha Malinois. She has good basic obedience, but I would like to do more with her. Is she too old to work with this training? Martina, no. I don't know if you just saw the most recent podcast that Ivan posted with Shannon Faltak, but her dog Knox, also an Otvitosha dog, she started training him for IGP at 8 years old, and she's currently trying to get his IGP 3. So he already has his IGP 2, and he's going for his IGP 3, and he was 8 years old when he started training for his IGP. So absolutely, your dog is not too old to benefit from any of this stuff. And like I said, any dog you'll get for the future will benefit a ton from this stuff too. Charles, for continuing access to the course, is there an option to renew early? Um, I guess theoretically there could be, but there's no real need because we're very very diligent in making sure people are aware that the renewal is coming up, and we give them a month and a half opportunity to be able to renew. So there's not really a need for to jump the gun and renew it. So it's not something that comes up in secret, or it's not like an auto charge that if you don't pay, you're not going to get it. We're very, very deliberate. If we see somebody didn't renew, just because it's so uncommon that people don't renew, we reach out to them and make sure that everything's all good and stuff like that. So there's no real need or any sort of anxiety around the renewal process. Shanna, I started in September. I can tell viewers that there is way more video hours than I could have imagined. I still have not watched everything. I find the information very challenging to remember everything, but I love the last 3 Q&As. It's very fun how Ivan asks the question and lets students try and answer. I have wolf dogs and a coyote dog. I was very happy to see the games and training coming along with them as well. Very, very cool, Shanna. And then Martina, that's amazing. Thank you. That's the last question I have here. So unless somebody else has any remaining questions, and we look forward to meeting all you guys in the future. I do see some people here that are current students, and I also see some people here whose names I recognize that are coming to the UK workshop that I haven't necessarily met in person. So that's also very, very cool. So very, very excited. And actually, Chris Valdez, who I read one of his comments on the presentation. He's actually on the call. So thank you, Chris, for being here. Very, very cool. So thank you guys again. Happy to, be able to provide you guys with this information. Really, really hope to meet all you guys in the future, whether it's at the certification program or and Chris actually says here in the Q&A, best dog training investment ever. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, look forward to meeting you guys, whether it's at a workshop or at a certification program or the UK workshop or anything like that. So once again, thank you guys for attending today. I'm sure Ivan, I don't know if he's able to talk or not, but I'm sure he's also thankful that you guys attended today. Thank you guys. Kimberly, you said thank you. Thank you guys. So thank you guys again. Hope you guys had a good presentation. Hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. And yeah, we'll talk soon.